On today's episode, we're going to be taking our 1980 Peterbilt and we're going to be pulling the engine and transmission and throwing away the rest of the truck. Now obviously, not sure what we're really going to do with the truck. We're going to put it up for sale, depending on how good it is after we're done with it. But we'll be selling the rest of the body so someone else could fix it up or whatever they want to do with it. And we're going to keep the engine and transmission. And if you remember what this thing has, it has a 3406A. And it's after-cooled, 380 horsepower. So this is definitely something worth keeping and putting into another project, aka Steiger, wink wink, if we ever get another one, which we're not. So we're gonna take the AC, we're gonna bring it over here, pick it up and drop it where we're gonna pull the motor and the engine and the radiator and all that stuff, and yeah, we'll get down to it. Dang old Cummins. Do is push the back end of the truck with the tractor and slide the ass end that way so we can park it like that. Because then we have all this room to pull the engine with the backhoe and all that kind of stuff. So just push the back end out. Let's slide that front end of the truck this way. Open diffs. So now that we have the truck parked where we want it to, we're gonna get the backhoe, we're gonna pull the hood off so we can get to the radiator, pull that out, and then pull the engine and trans, which is gonna be very easy. This is about the same spot where we once pulled the motor on our Freightliner with the 3306 for the Bearcat 3. That was a very long time ago, but yeah, bigger cat, bigger engine. It's gonna be awesome. Let's get to it. Yeah, so hard work, but we almost got the engine out. Can't wait to get it out and set it on the ground and be done with our project for the day. So we got two bolts holding it together in the front here. So we're gonna go get the backhoe, hoist it up, then take the last bolts out that's holding the front on, and then we'll just yank this puppy out and so set it on the ground. So I'm pretty happy. Things went swimmingly. We've got a lot of progress done, so let's take this out and let's set it away. guys, it's a new day and we have the engine out right here, and I reviewed the footage and it turns out that the camera stopped recording at the very end when we pulled the motor out officially. When it finally, all the lines let go and we pulled it out and set it on the ground, which is very unfortunate, but you know, I don't blame the camera because there's a lot of footage that he was just sitting there recording, so I mean, I understand why it would cut off, but damn, it really cut off at the worst part. And it was amazing. There's a lot of lines like it weaved together, and holding the motor back, there's a lot of lines that you can't reach, a lot of lines in the back, and they're all tangled together, so it was like holding the motor back, so you couldn't really lift and pull it out. So a lot of it was us pulling it, finding a line, disconnecting it, taking it off, and then pulling again and again, till finally we got every single line free, and we yanked the motor out and we set it down on the ground. The motor and transmission were just caked in a lot of oil in the back here, so we cleaned that out. And sitting behind me is the truck. It's missing everything in the front and it looks very sad, so we ripped the soul out of it because that's pretty much what we did. So there's a lot of stuff we still got to do right now. We're just going to be taking off parts that we want off the truck and parts that we need for this, just in case whatever we need the engine for, we have it. Like the motor mounts right here in the back of the engine, and we're going to take the exhaust off, maybe the mirrors, you know, things like that. So we're going to take off what we think we need, and then we'll put back the truck, put the hood back on, put the bumper on or whatever, and then we'll see what it looks like then and see what we're going to do with it. So let's go and take some stuff off. Well, here we are. We have the radiator hooked up to the engine, which is hooked up to the transmission, all in one spot, out of the mud on concrete. This is going to sit here until we have a reason to use it, or if we want to get rid of it. But we want to keep this 380. This will be perfect for both of our Panthers, just in case the engine goes down in either one of them. We have a 380 just in arm's reach. We just put it right in there. So this 380 is going to sit here. When we have time to work on it, we're gonna try to like start it right now, like right where it is, put some fluid in the radiator, get a fuel cell for it, and just run it like this and, you know, hear it. So that'll be when we have time. We have so many projects going on right now that this thing is just gonna sit for a little while. So this is all set here. Let's go to the truck, and I got a few things to say about that. So here we are at the truck. Now, in the beginning of the video, we were definitely just gonna put this back together and just sell it to someone who really wanted to fix it up. But we've really, after working on this thing for a little while, we've actually found a lot of reasons why we shouldn't sell this to people, because this truck is really at the end of the road on its life. This thing has nothing to offer to anybody, and there's no reason we should be selling this to someone, because this thing is not really roadworthy, and it won't be. The only thing worth selling is the cab and the hood. Everything else on this truck is junk because the frame is cracked in multiple spots. It's an aluminum frame, and in the back it's oxidizing everywhere and it's flaking off, and in many places this is actually cracked. And there's actually the main frame rail on the right side, all the way in the back right behind the cab. It was actually clean cracked in half, and I have to reinforce that side. So this truck is not worth someone to fix it up. Like if I sold this to somebody, I'd feel pretty bad because they're going to be spending a lot of money to fix it up to be roadworthy. The frame is garbage. The rest of the truck is garbage. Every bolt on this thing is rotted, and it will break as soon as you try taking it off. Everything on this truck is done. The cab is rotting on the bottom. You know, it's not really good. This is really bad. Really old truck. Everything's old. Obviously you'd expect it to be, but it's not worth selling to somebody. So for the most part, we'll keep the cab and hood, maybe sell that, and if no one wants it, then it'll just go to the junkyard or a pick and pull place or something like that, somewhere where people can access the parts, or it's just going to go to the scrapyard. I would say the frame is just useless. So yeah, there'll be a limited time to get the hood and the cab, but for the most part, this thing is going to the junker. It is not worth it for anybody to fix it up, and there's a reason why it was so cheap, because it had major issues. The only thing that was worth a damn was the engine and transmission, and that's what we got. So this truck is at the end of the road and there's nothing left for it. Well, on that note, it's sad to see this truck on its final days, but it's got to go. So if you've been watching till the end of the video, thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you in the next one. We're done here, and let's move on to the next project. See you then.